Good evening. I call to order the meeting of the Design Review Board. Today's date is Monday, January 22nd, 2024. Matt, do you want to do a roll call?
Yep. Martin?
Present.
Hoff?
Here.
Rashid's excused. Salzer?
Here.
Tibbet excused. Tilka?
Here.
Stiniker?
Here.
And Anderson.
All right, Secretary's report, consideration of the November 20th, 2023 meeting minutes. Are there any changes or corrections? Do we have a motion?
I so move.
Is there a second? All in favor say yes. All opposed say no. All right, motion passes. No old business, new business. Case DR 2401, request for design review, CD Downtown Zoning District, installation of a new roof at 710 West 3rd Street, Wisdom Holdings LLC petitioner.
All right, so the subject building shown on the left, it's located on 3rd Street between Gaines and Brown. So just kind of kitty corner from the former YMCA property. A new owner has purchased the building and is looking to do some renovations. This is part of the West 3rd Street Historic District, which is a national district. So project scope would be to install a new roof on the building, and that would be over the existing mansard roof part. So it's currently in a bit of a state of deterioration. So it's a mix of asphalt shingle and metal siding that was kind of halfway completed. So the replacement product is a black asphalt architectural shingle. So the purview of this board is pretty much just the mansard roof that's visible from the public right away. So not so much the flat part of the roof that you don't see. So this is the product, and then a sample from the catalog of what that might look like on, in this case, a house. A few more photos of the building. You can see the metal is on that east mansard portion of the roof. The shingles do wrap around the side of the dormers, so the applicant would intend to install the shingles on the side of the dormers, just like how it's shown currently. So the downtown design guidelines, priority number 1 is to encourage maintenance and to promote high-quality replacement building materials. So deferred maintenance often contributes to the uninviting appearance of downtown. So replacing a deteriorated feature can transform the look of the building overnight and hopefully promote further reinvestment throughout the block. So with that, staff recommends approval of the project as submitted.
Is there anyone here to add anything to this? Are there any questions or comments from the board?
So what's going on the roof with the tires and everything?
So I believe the flat part of the roof looks like it might have some type of covering or film over the surface, and I believe the tires and bricks are to keep that matted part down.
And the black shingles would go all around the roof or just in that spot where the shingles are?
So the black shingles would go, let's see, it would wrap all around the mansard
Okay.
roof part, so.
Okay. Looks good. Motion to approve the recommendation?
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any other comments? Do you want to take a vote, Matt?
Yep. Hoff,
Yes.
Salzer,
Yes.
Tilka,
Yes.
Stiniker,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
All right, motion passes. Case DR 2402, request for design review, CD Downtown Zoning District, construction of 3 soccer fields, parking lot, and associated site work at 602 East 4th Street, YMCA of the Iowa Mississippi Valley petitioner.
All right, so this is an item that we saw before us last year. It was actually to demolish the old Astra Furniture Warehouse building. So that demolition took place this past year. So the YMCA is looking to move forward with their proposal. So lot's currently owned by the YMCA and it's currently vacant, so it'd be a redevelopment. Located just across the street from the Quad City Times building, adjacent to the Federal Point Apartments and the YMCA facility. So the proposal is to construct 3 urban soccer fields in that space. And then there'd be a parking lot. So it'd be a one-way parking lot design. So you would enter off the main YMCA entrance on 4th and then drive one way to the west to wrap around the site. So the urban soccer fields, they're smaller than your average soccer field. I believe they're about 90 feet wide. So each field will be enclosed with a 20-foot tall net to prevent balls from leaving the game or field of play. Fields will be illuminated to enable nighttime activity. So what you're seeing in the photos is renderings of similar examples that they intend to install at their facility. The fields themselves are turf, so they're synthetic, promote athletic performance and durability in our climate. And they also do allow stormwater to permeate through, so that way that would be captured on site and sent to the YMCA detention facility. So here's the site plan for the area with the 3 fields. The fields themselves would be synthetic turf, but the remainder of the site would be regular grass with the parking lot layout that wraps around. It's important to note, so our purview is what you see and how the site interacts with 4th Street as a pedestrian or as a vehicle. So the site, because you need a flat, level of field of play, it is raised about 4 to 8 feet higher than the grade of the sidewalk, so that is a bit of a slope. So if you're walking on the sidewalk, the field would be up higher than what you might see. And then here is a landscape plan. So their landscape islands have some shrubbery and then there's some trees planted around. City staff is recommending a condition that the landscaping along 4th Street be more robust, since that's the area that interacts with the public side the most. So their site's about 400 feet in length. So they're showing just 1 tree in front of each field. So our recommendation is to approve the project in accordance with the submitted work write-up and materials, with a condition that a some more robust landscape plan for the area between the soccer fields and 4th Street be provided.
Is there anyone here from the Y that would like to add anything?
Hi.
Hello.
Zach Howell from Shive Hattery, for the engineer working for the Y on this one. I think Matt hit most of it. I guess one thing I would like to know, if you want to go back to to the site plan, at the recommendation of the city, we actually did kind of flip the one-way. So now you'll be entering along 4th Street as opposed to exiting, and then you'll be exiting at the northeast corner there and the Y entrance. City staff kind of recommended that as terms of just site circulation. If, for instance, in case you go through the lot and there's no parking available, you don't have to go all the way around the block to get there. You could just loop back around. So it's all staying pretty much as is. It's just the parking stalls are angled this way. They'll just be angled the opposite way now. So that's really kind of the only change from what's shown here. But are there any questions I can answer?
Is lighting part of this particular discussion today? Like lights that might shine into the apartment building that's right there that I just drove past?
So these systems. Want me to go?
You can go ahead,
Okay.
yeah.
So these systems kind of have built-in lighting systems with them that you can, kind of hard to see with the photos, but kind of in the corners and along those posts. They're designed to really focus the light more on the fields and limit what gets outside of. I guess the city does have requirements too, that your light illumination can't extend out of the property line anyways, so we'll make sure to meet that requirement.
So, I mean, it will look bright, but the light generally, and sports lights are pretty good at it these days about directing a light in very specific ways. So we'll make sure that through their photometric plan that everything would be within the site, and then we'll just double check for glare, but that's generally all we would look for on that one. But they are black, poles, right? I
Uh,
think they're gonna kind of
I
mesh.
think they should be black. The bottom part, the walls, as you can see, there's kind of two different options where like there's an option where they could be clear, like you see on the left, or in the top right where it's a solid wall, that the Y could potentially do branding and whatnot. The decision on the type of wall hasn't been made yet. That'll be more probably of a cost determination. With the Y mix.
Is there a place for spectators to watch these games or?
Yeah, we're
Is there gonna
planning, there likely will be some bleachers, most likely on the north side is probably where the only space will be, kind of in that area between the fields and the parking lot. There's not a ton of space, but, there should be some room for the bleachers. As he said, the south side is where, it slopes, so I don't think we really want to have the spectators over on that side, because we do kind of have to raise grade to get our flat playing surface, as Matt mentioned, because the site now does slope pretty well from the north down to the south of Fourth Street, so.
Motion to approve the staff recommended plan with more robust landscaping?
And just a quick clarification point, do you as a board want to see that landscaping plan, or would you like that to be just reviewed and approved by staff?
I would as well.
Okay.
Will the decision on the walls be brought to the board as well, or is that something that will come later?
That's up to you guys. If you want to see more on the walls, we can table that piece of it. Or do you have a preference?
I like the idea of clear walls of it.
I
To see what's
think,
going by.
It
I'm
could
not
come down to
100% sure,
cost.
but I think the clear walls are more expensive, aren't they?
It comes down.
So they
to
likely-
the
yeah.
price.
My guess would be clear walls will not be happening. Would be my thought, but I don't know.
Once we get the bids in, we'll
Yeah.
know more.
Yeah.
on walls.
So I would just make the assumption that they're solid walls, and which was another reason why having more robust landscaping would help with that as well.
I'm fine without the walls coming back to the board.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
So tabling the wall until you get a definitive answer, or,
No, I think we're fine
you're
with.
good on the wall?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Without it.
okay,
And then we're good with staff on the landscaping.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, so we'll do a roll call then. Approved subject to providing more robust landscaping between the soccer field and East Fourth Street, to be reviewed by city staff. So we'll do Tilka,
Yes.
Stiniker,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Hoff,
Yes.
Salzer.
Yes. All right. Motion passes. Thanks for coming down, guys. Thank you. All right. The most exciting part of the meeting, election of chairperson.
Yep, so our bylaws state that the first meeting of the design review board at each calendar year will hold election of both chair and vice chair. So up on the board is the responsibility of chairperson. So main responsibility is presiding over the meetings, and have general charge of business of the board, can appoint a committee if that becomes a circumstance, which we haven't had that in the past few years, and perform all other duties as are usually exercised by the chair of a board as specifically authorized by the board. So, yeah.
How does this work? Do we nominate someone or what's? the-
So I'll be stepping down because I've bought a house in Bluegrass, so,
Oh, okay.
yeah, so I will no longer be in Davenport, so.
I
Oh,
was gonna nominate you too.
okay.
Thank you. Yeah, so thought I'd speak up before we
Yeah,
got real
thank you.
dramatic.
Otherwise it'd be weird.
Yeah.
Tori did express her interest in being chair.
Yeah.
She couldn't make it tonight, but
Can I
She did.
nominate Tori? I would like to nominate Tori.
I would like to nominate Matt. I don't know if you're interested, but I mean, I know you've been on the board, I think the second longest. But, so I would like to nominate Matt. I don't know.
Okay.
I would say let Tori. You guys are okay with that?
Can you be vice? You want to be vice?
I can.
There you go.
We could also table this too when Tori's here, but
Let's elect her while she's not around.
What else can I say?
It was unanimous, right?
Can we do that?
so should we vote for chairperson first?
sure, let's do chair. So Tilka made a motion for Tori to be chair. So we'll vote on that motion first. Okay. So Martin?
Yes.
Yes. Hoff?
Yes.
Salzer?
Yes.
Tilka?
Yes.
Stiniker?
Yes.
Anderson?
Yes.
Okay. So that is for Tori to be chair.
Surprise.
And then for vice chair, I didn't get who made a motion, but for Stiniker to be vice chair?
So move.
Okay, thank you, Gail. Let's do Salzer,
Yes.
Tilka,
Yes.
Stiniker,
Yes.
Anderson,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Hoff.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
And thank you, Evan, for your years of service
Oh,
at DRB.
It was
We
not
will-
easy.
We'll very
Should I
much
myself?
miss
Should
you.
I, like,
Happy and sad at the
yes,
same time.
I'm very sad as well, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just let me know for sure when you think you'll be officially moving, and then
Yes.
we'll take
I
it
still
from
own a Downport
there.
house, so if anyone's interested. Probably can't do that publicly. But yeah. That was a joke, that was a joke.
Yeah, and so with that, if you know, we will, I mean, you want to cover that we have a new, we do have a new design review board member that will be appointed on Wednesday? Or was he appointed? No, this Wednesday he'll be appointed. And so he'll be here for the February meeting. And then, so if anybody else knows anybody that would be interested for when Evan has to step down, just keep that in mind. And we'll get you the link for the application. And he's got big shoes to fill, but yeah, we're very much still, there's several different boards and commissions too that still have vacancies. So if you know anyone that might want to take up some volunteerism, just let us know.
Is, anything for general discussion? Nope. Anybody here for public comment? No. All right. Do we have a motion for adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
All right. Motion passes. All right. See everybody in February, maybe.